Well, this group just continues to amaze me. Could not be more proud of the way that this team went and battled. One of the things I always tell them come tournament time is, the teams that do well are the ones that expect things to go wrong and can, look it in the eye. And, yesterday in that championship match, it couldn't have gone much worse in that first set. And these kids and their teammates never flinched. And it just speaks to their character and their toughness and their togetherness and their experience. And, everything that this team has been about got put to the test this weekend. And it was a really tremendous feeling to come out of there with a championship. So with that, we'll take questions.
Travis, I know we've talked about it before, but what you guys have done these past 8 years or so, it's not normal in any sport at any level. How do you keep doing it?
Just surround yourself with the right kind of people is all I can tell you. My son is playing in a club volleyball tournament on the boys' side right now, and I was watching some of it, and you look over those convention centers, and there's thousands and thousands of kids there. And we end up with 3 or 4 of them at Western Kentucky every year. And, through it all in recruiting, yes, we need talented kids, but we need the right kids. We need kids that are going to love each other and care about each other and care about those letters across their chest and believe in what this place is about and what our program is about. And I think we've done a good job of identifying that. And we've had kids for the entire time that I've been here that have taught the next group of kids what it means to play here. And all of those things build a really special culture, and that's what we leaned on this weekend.
And for the players, KJ and Nadia, I guess, you guys have done this a lot. How does this one feel? How is it different? How is it the same?
You go ahead. This one felt a little different just because I know it was my last time. It was Nadia's last time. I was just laughing with Travis walking through the door. I was like, how long have I been here? I think it's been 6 years or something. But it's just different because this year has been really hard. And just the joy that we all had during that tournament and the joy that we had playing in that last match. The energy that you could feel on the court and through your teammates and just the way that we were looking at each other and looking at Travis, I miss that. I'm going to miss that. And it was one of the best experiences that I've had playing with this team.
Question for Nadia and Kayland. So, like Jared said, you guys have done this a lot, especially you because you're a fifth-year senior, right? Mm-hmm. So, I guess one thing that you could say that's unique is you guys did it a few months ago with the way things were with COVID, and you're going to do it again. So, how much tougher was it to make it this far? But then, Coach, you can touch on this. How much more rewarding is it to do this after what you guys have done this year?
Yeah, I think KJ, she alluded to it. This year's been so tough mentally and physically. It's been so taxing because we had another season just a few months ago, and it's been really tough across all NCAA teams. It just kind of feels. It's been a lot because you have to show up and give your all every single day, and it's hard to do that for a whole year, But it's been so rewarding, and the joy that she was talking about, it was so tangible in the game. It made it feel like it was all worth it, the long practices, the days where you didn't want to be there. It all was just, made up for in that game because it was so great, and all 18 of us were there, in it, and we brought another one home to you guys.
Yeah, they're all special to me. I said to somebody, it truly never gets old. That moment never gets old. Watching these kids celebrate never gets old. As I've gotten older, in that moment, I've kind of faded to the background of it a little bit. I used to be in the, sliding out there in that dog pile with them when I was a young guy and just so euphoric. And as time has gone by, I just want to sit back and watch it happen, because I know what it takes for them to get there. And I don't need this anymore. The only thing that keeps me in it are these kids, man, and seeing them go out and do the things that they do, and to sit there and just try to slow it down and take it in and watch them have that moment. is really special for me. And this one, better, worse, different, it's definitely different. It's different. I find myself I'm a pretty emotional guy, but maybe even a little more so with this one, just because I know what these young women have been through, all 18 of them. This is not, I've said it all year long, this has been hard. We're not supposed to be playing another season after 2 months of playing a full season. And this has been hard. And I'd like to tell you that every day's been a blast, that this has not been a fun one day to day. But somehow when you look back on it, it's maybe the most rewarding one. And to see it come full circle and to hear these players talk about the joy that they had in their heart when they were playing the game this weekend after such a tough journey makes it really, really cool for me. So I'm very, very proud.
Coach, this is for all three of you guys. I mean, I think it's a great honor to win another conference championship, but this isn't the end goal. I mean, next week or Sunday, you guys are going to find out who you play. When do you guys turn it on and get ready for the NCAA tournament?
That's a good question. I took a little bit of a gamble coming into the conference tournament. We took a lot of time off going into the conference tournament because of this crazy year. As I said, last week, because you try to keep your team in a good rhythm. And as I said last week, I chose rest over rhythm for our team. I chose to just give them some time to try to refresh, and I think that paid huge dividends because they were a very different team in terms of energy, and mentality and everything down there. And so, this week will be somewhat similar. We're giving them the day off. I think they've earned that. Tomorrow we'll come back and practice, and then we'll practice Wednesday morning and let them go home and be with their families for Thanksgiving. I know we're in the middle of something big, but there's nothing bigger than spending time with your family on Thanksgiving. And so they'll go home for a couple days. We'll come back on Saturday evening and get a practice in, practice again Sunday, find out where we're going, and take the next step in this journey.
Coach, how hard is it to, preparing for an NCAA tournament? You're not going to know who you're going to face until Sunday, and it's a team that you probably haven't played before, played ever in school's history. How hard is it to just prepare for them, and then I guess for you?
Well, it just, I believe this time of year, when we went to the conference tournament this week, we focused on UAB, our first opponent, and we really never talked about anybody we would face after that, UTEP, Rice, whoever it was, because once you get in there and get past that first one, it's about doing what you do well. Our scouting reports in the semifinals and finals were two of the shortest ones we've had all year. Because when you get that far, there's no mysteries. It's just about being a really good version of yourself. And so for the next few days, we'll just continue to try to remain a good version of ourselves. And then, Sunday when we find out, then it's like a blur. I mean, you find out on Sunday night, and Tuesday, Wednesday, you're on a bus or a plane or something going to where you go. And so there's not that much time to prepare for somebody else. You just try to be a really good version of yourself. And as I tell our kids all the time, we play with no fear this time of year because we want to go out and be a really, really good version of ourselves. And at some point in the journey, then somebody's going to be better than you. And if they're better than you, then it's time for you to bow out and go home. And, there's only going to be one team that finishes their season with a win, moving forward. And so we don't concern ourselves with that. We don't worry about that stuff. We're just going to try to be a really, really good version of ourselves.
Last year you guys made it as far as Sweet 16. And maybe some opponents would have said, oh, it's WKU, they never made it that far, but you guys did do that. And although, like you said, you're not too concerned about all that other stuff, I mean, regardless of who you guys play in the tournament to open up next week, do you guys carry any sort of a underdog mentality compared to other teams in the field, regardless of who you play?
I sure hope so. I try to build that. These girls are so sick of me twisting whatever situation we're in to making us the underdog. It's incredible. We could be playing a 10-year-old team, and I would be like, they got fresh legs, and you guys are old, and they're gonna. I'm gonna find a way, because that's just who I've always been. I've always kind of tried to do the things that everybody said you can't do, and so there's always an element of that when you're at a mid-major, but I hope so. We'll see, but at the end of the day, that stuff fades at some point, and you just got to go out and still play really, really well, and hopefully we'll be prepared to do that.
Nadia and KJ, no matter what happens now, whether you win it all or not, it's going to be your final stretch here at Western Kentucky. I guess what are you going to remember most about your time here? And Travis, kind of the same question for you, but with all these seniors playing their last stretch of volleyball here.
Well, I think for me, I transferred my sophomore year, but I think I'm going to take away that, God has set out these beautiful opportunities for me, and I've taken so much away. Friendships, relationships with, staff, like my academic staff and everything, and I've gained so much from this. It's built great character in me, and I have so much to take into, what I'm doing next. And, we got these scrapbooks from all of our team members for the seniors, and I just read it this morning. And I've created so many great bonds with the players on the team, and there's so many great memories and so many sweet words they said to me in there, and I'm just so happy. I'm happy I came here. It was a risk, and if I could do it again, I would definitely do it again. So I'm happy. Playing in that game and going into NCAAs, I feel joyful. I'm ready, and I know our whole team's gonna, surprise the world again. So we'll see.
Yeah, definitely a little bit of the same. Just lessons, I think, good and bad. I mean, I've been here for a really long time, and I've seen a lot of things happen within this program. Things have changed within myself. I've seen Travis go through things. We've seen each other go through things. I mean, I've grown so much since I've been here. And I'm thankful and blessed to have met the people that I've met here. And it's changed my life for the rest of my life. And it's something that I will carry with me until I'm old. And I'm so thankful for that. And just the friends that I've created and the bonds that will never be broken. And these people around me that I surround myself with on the court are my sisters. And this is my family. And again, like Nadia said, this is like one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life, to come to Western Kentucky. I mean, people had options to go other places, but I knew in my heart and I prayed on it, and this is where I was supposed to be. And I'm so glad that I came here, and I am so excited to play in this NCAA tournament and just see where it goes. Like Travis said, obviously there's expectations of people, and we did go to Sweet 16 last year, but we're just going to play each game like one at a time and just take it as far as we can take it.
And my answer about these two and, the whole group of 6 seniors is just, we practice every day to be a good version of ourselves on the volleyball court. And to me, college athletics is not what the college athletics that we have in front of us right now is not the college athletics that I signed up for. Okay, the college athletics that I signed up for would be filled with young men and women who are incredibly grateful for the opportunity to better themselves and to have an experience to where when they walk away, they're ready to tackle the really important part of their life. These volleyball games feel really important as they go along, and that's how, with these 6, they're really so unique. All 6 of them are so different, but they're all really, really good versions of themselves. And they're only getting ready to tackle the really important part of their lives, and they're ready. They're all great young women. They all understand work ethic. They all understand sacrifice. They all understand gratitude. And that's why we have the culture that we have, because of the group of 6 that have been here and been the anchor of that for the last several years. And this is a great experience. This is a fun thing to play in NCAA tournaments and all that, but this is about taking 17-year-old kids and turning them into 21 and 22-year-old young women that are ready to do great things. And this group of 6 is certainly ready to do great things.
Travis, I heard that you play some pickup volleyball or beach volleyball in your free time, and I've heard you're the best trash talker on the team. Is that true?
Yes, that's all true. I used to be a pretty fair player. It's getting a little hard on the ego these days, because we still go out and play to spend time with the guys that I've been doing it with for years and years and years. And let's just say I'm not as calm and reserved when I play as I am when I'm sitting there coaching sometimes. Some of the quiet conversations I have with them are very different than the ones that people think are going on, but I definitely have a fire in me both as a coach and a player. Thanks, guys.